Hey everybody, we're going to get started here in a minute. So if you are getting ready to jump on the feed, if you want to leave a little comment or a note just saying that you're there and you can hear me, that would be awesome. If someone could let me know that. If you can hear me, you can leave a comment here on the feed, and then I will know what is going on. You can see we're live on YouTube, but I don't know if we're live on Facebook yet. So let's take a look. If you're on Facebook and you can see the video, please let me know. Oh, here it is. You can just post a comment there, and then I'll be able to see that you're watching. And I see we got a like, so that's good. Someone must be following me. And I've got two screens here, so don't mind that I'm looking away. We got a few more minutes until 5:30, which is the time that I said we'd get this started. So, oh, hey, everybody. Hey, Jenny. I see you saying hi down there. Nice to see you. If anyone has questions already that you know that you want to ask while you're on here, you can always leave those in the comment box. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a slideshow here in a minute, so you guys will be able to see that. And then the whole time while I'm doing the slideshow, I'll be answering questions from the comment box on YouTube and on Facebook. So feel free to leave your questions there if you need me to repeat something. One of the things that I'm definitely going to try to do is to make sure that you guys have links to the resources. I do believe after this is over, those will show up in the comment box even later, so you'll be able to go back and reference those. I'll also post my email here, so you guys have access to that if you want to reach out to me and have any questions that are personal. Hey, Donna. If anyone is out there on YouTube and can let me know that it's working, that would be great. Let's see here. Here's my email for those of you that are on YouTube. It's very easy. It's drleesierra@gmail.com, so you can see it there. So we got a few more minutes before it's 5:30, which is the time I said I would do the webinar. So feel free if you have questions. I hope everyone is doing okay during this quarantine time. Sorry, there's kind of a glare behind me. I'm at home, and upstairs there's some sun in my office. So I hope everyone is handling the quarantine well. Maybe some of you are finding some positives out of this. That's one of the reasons why I've been doing these webinars, and also making sure that I did the challenge and, giving you guys some support throughout this time. One of the reasons why I'm doing that is because it's hard. Isolation can be challenging. Most of you know that my father passed away last year, and I know that just not being able to get out and do things, my mom has been a little bit challenged. She's used to being able to go and do things, of course, as a distraction. Luckily, I've still been able to see her, and, I'm still in the office and things like that. So she's still working, so we feel comfortable. We've been taking proper precautions to make sure that we're safe when we visit with each other. But also, we're trying to take this time as knowing that it's also a little bit of good downtime for us. So today my husband was off, and, we just spent all day with our kids. We did some bubbles, we some sidewalk chalk. And then our neighbor was super nice and let us swim in their pool while they stayed inside. So we were able to get out and do some other things outside. So I hope all of you are hanging in there during this time. And in a minute, we're going to get this rolling. So hey, Lori, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. We're going to get this rolling so you guys can get the information. But again, if you have questions, they're going to go right into that comment box. So let's see if I can get this going here. This is my first time doing this, guys, so. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sierra, and I just wanted to first welcome you to the webinar. I'm a wellness chiropractor here in Venice, Florida, and this webinar is going to focus on how we can all stay healthy during the quarantine. So I hope you guys are ready. If you need any resources, or if you're looking for what's going on during the webinar, make sure you're checking the comments boxes. That's where I'm going to be showing links and things like that that you guys have access to. My main goal with this webinar is to help you all stay on track with your health goals during this time. I know it's been a very difficult time for most of us. So the goal of this webinar is to give you some tips and ideas on how to stay on track during me. My email is drleesierra@gmail.com. Of course, you can find me on YouTube or Facebook, or you can always give me a call, and I'll be happy to chat with you if you need some personal support. So I'm just going to share my screen so we can get going here. So let's do this. So I'm going to let you guys all see my entire screen as I go through this presentation. So if you have comments or questions, post them in the comment box, and I will be answering those for you. And I will tell you that this is my first time doing a webinar, so hopefully there's no glitches, but let's get going. All right, so how to stay healthy during this quarantine. So first and foremost, questions, drop them in the comment box and I will reply. You'll also see some links to resources that will be available to you, as well as just links to different things that I've been utilizing during this time. So make sure you're watching for those. I will be live answering questions as well. So first and foremost, today, nutrition, exercise. But before we start learning the new things, let's all stop what we're doing. Put your papers down, make sure you have nothing distracting you, and let's all take a deep breath. So breathe in and breathe out. Close your eyes. Just take. Let's get going. So, stress. Stress to have an increase in stress, whether it's from your fear of getting sick, or you've been working from home with your kids and you have such a change in environment. Also, of course, most of you know there's tons of small business struggles going on right now, and it can really affect your mind and your body for the months to come. So what we want to make sure we're not doing is dwelling on this stress and looking for ways how we can avoid it and combat it as where it's coming towards us. Because one of the biggest problems with stress is it's going to start weakening the immune system. It can also lead to issues such as depression and insomnia and things like that. So once this period of time is over, we want to make sure that we are back to our normal routines and able to combat that stress. So let's talk about different ways that we can combat that stress. Yourself. So especially those of you who are parents, or maybe you're a caregiver for a loved one, take a few minutes, take a walk around the block for 5 minutes. Go in a closet, go in a dark space and just close your eyes and do some of that deep breathing class, or do some sort of meditation. That can help with this. The second way that we want to start trying to combat stress is making sure that you're still sleeping, making sure you're getting your full 7 to 8 hours of sleep. I know that one of the biggest problems with working from home is we're not having any sort of change in environment. So maybe we're being glued to our computer all the time, or maybe we are not focusing on turning off the electronics an hour before bed, or we're just catching up on different things, especially for those of us who are not accustomed to having our kids at home all the time with us. We may need to set an alarm, take a minute, and making sure that you are still getting your full 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Meditation is another great way. In the comments, you're going to see a couple links to some different meditations that I have talked about in the past. They're quick, they're easy. Even a 15 to 20-minute meditation can really help lower your stress. So when you're looking for different meditations, if you're a beginner, make sure you're selecting beginner meditation. And called Headspace. Right now, they're having tons of great deals. There's a lot of free resources out there, and I'm going to post a link here in the comments for that app. But basically on Headspace, they'll have guided meditations that you can do. There's free ones. Right now, if you are a healthcare provider listening to this, you can actually get Headspace for 6 months for free, which is awesome. And they have a lot of other resources for different areas, like first responders and things like that. And then another great way to relieve stress is making sure you're getting some walking in. One of the things I was noting the other day as I was preparing for this, so those of you that have gone from working in an office to working at home, your step count, if you have a Apple Watch or if you're counting it on a Fitbit or something like that, probably has decreased dramatically. You're not even walking from the parking lot to your office anymore. You're not getting up to go as far to the bathroom. There's a lot of different things that we are not doing. Maybe we would take a walk at lunch with our coworkers, or maybe we would even just get up and go to the water cooler a couple times a day. So our walking has dramatically decreased. So that's another great way to start combating your stress. And of course, exercise. Exercise releases endorphins and it helps us feel better. It's also great for our bodies. So, and I'm going to have a whole section on exercise coming up here in a little bit. So number one to stay healthy during the quarantine is making sure we're eating right. And this probably is an area where most of us have been struggling because we're at home all the time. I see meme after meme of people going to the pantry and getting snacks, or our kids are plainly, we're at home and we're not as busy as we normally are, so we're snacking and we're grazing. We're also eating foods that we're not accustomed to. I think, when all of this started, a lot of us were a little worried about what was going on with the grocery stores, and we went out and bought a bunch of foods that we don't normally have, packaged things, processed things. And now we have all those and we don't want to waste them, but they're really not healthy for our body. So first I want to start touching on what we're going to avoid, and I'm also going to share some alternatives for you guys on how to stay healthy during this time as far as food goes. So first and foremost, we want to avoid sugar. So sugar, it can put a huge detriment to our immune system. What it does is it actually binds to protein molecules that are called and through a process called glycation. And during this time, harmful compounds such as AGEs, so I always joke that they're for aging, are produced, and that actually hinders the immune system, which can cause disease. Another thing that can cause this glycation process is really starchy carbohydrates. So we want to make sure that we're watching out for those. I know that Easter just passed, and we probably have some candy lingering around. Now is a good time to start throwing away or getting rid of some of that candy, donating it to someone else, and making sure that we're not loading up on that and, spacing that throughout the day. Yes, I understand we all want to have treats and things like that, but the problem is it's becoming the norm and it's not becoming a treat anymore. I just wanted to go back to talking about different food resources. When we talk about the grocery stores, yes, we all were a little worried that we were going to have issues getting things, and we did for a while. Now I notice when I go back to the grocery services to help you get healthy groceries. So making sure you're still getting produce and things like that. And I'm going to post those links in the comments. Detweiler's now has Drive Up. You can order your groceries and they'll bring them right out to your car and put them right in your trunk. I use Shipt, which is a way that I get my groceries from Target or Publix and things like that. It's been very helpful. It's being used a lot more currently. So you want to make sure that you're planning ahead and ordering your stuff in advance. I know it took 2 days for my grocery order to be able to be placed, but that's okay. I was prepared, so I was able to wait those 2 days. It wasn't a big deal. Publix also has Instacart in most areas. So I just wanted to give you guys some links to those resources. So if you haven't tried those, or you're, focusing on, staying inside and really avoiding going out, or maybe you have a compromised immune system, that's a great way that you can get healthy, fresh produce and things like that on a regular basis versus going to the store. So the other thing we want to do during this time as far as nutrition goes is start replacing your foods with healthy fats and proteins. Healthy fats and proteins are going to lower inflammation. Proteins are going to help us stay full longer. And they're also going to help keep our bodies on track. Your brain is made up of fat, so we want to make sure that you're eating healthy fats in order for it to function properly. So in the comment section here, you'll see a list of healthy fats. One of the main ones that I usually recommend to people start doing is eating more avocados, using coconut oil. Extra virgin olive oil is a great healthy fat. If you're going to be doing any kind of cooking, you want to make sure that you're using coconut oil if you're cooking on high heat, excuse me. Or if you're using extra virgin olive oil, you're never heating that above medium. But this list right here can give you some great ideas and how you can start getting some more healthy fats into your routine. They'll keep you fuller longer, and again, they'll keep that inflammation down, which we can often get from eating the bad foods or bad fats that are loaded in a lot of packaged processed things that we eat. So what else can you do to help keep your bodies healthy and strong when it comes from a nutrition standpoint? So first, I want to share with you some different snack ideas that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. And I also want to share some different things that I use at my house in order to keep my nutrition on track and especially keep my immune system strong. So the first one is elderberry. So if you have followed my page on Facebook for a while, or if you've been to any of the workshops we've had here at the office, elderberry syrup is a great way to build your immune system. And they've really been gaining time. They actually use throughout nutrient, and they're critical for helping with immune function. So there's been a lot of research studies out there right now, and people who've used elderberry syrup have found that they get relief from the flu symptoms 4 days faster compared to a placebo. I can post a link to that research study if you'd like. I also purchased elderberry for me and my family from a local source. It's called Holly's Magic Syrup, and I'm going to tag her in this post here, so that way you guys have a resource for that. That's something that we use on a regular basis at our house. I have 2 kids, one's 3 and one is 1. And I feed it to them as well, so I can help keep their immune system strong. It tastes really good. We use it like syrup on our healthy pancakes that I make for my kids, as well as you can just have a tablespoon of it, or if you have a kid, a teaspoon of it. So it's a really great way to have additional immune boosting qualities in your foods. Then another way to do that is through citrus fruits. They are a huge source of vitamin C, which is an essential nutrient for a healthy immune system. It's also an antioxidant, so it helps improve the production and effectiveness of your white blood cells. And white blood cells are the ones that are fighting infections and viruses and things inside your body. So it's basically also been shown to help reduce the severity of symptoms if you do get sick. The one thing I would caution you is some citrus fruits, like oranges especially, are quite high in sugar. So I wouldn't sit around and eat 3 or 4 oranges, but grapefruits, lemons, limes, things like that into your system. I do also use a vitamin C supplement time with viruses, as well as been used to treat viruses in different countries and here as well. So one of the things that we do is we've been taking a super high dose. It's a little bit better. It's called vitamin C BioFizz, and also there's a powdered vitamin C that my husband, myself, my mother, we all take, and it's so we can basically get a super high dose of vitamin C several times throughout the day. So we're having that loaded in our system to help protect our immune systems. So let's talk about snacks. Usually when I see a picture like this, I don't think a lot of people are thinking of snack foods, but produce is a great thing to have as snacks. But the hardest thing I find is that, we are so accustomed in our culture to having snack foods being crunchy things like chips or popcorn and stuff. And vegetables are great snacks. You can have them with homemade hummus, which is super easy to make. I made some last weekend. It took me all of 10 minutes. That's just canned chickpeas or to it. But when it comes to snacking for appealing to us. So great snack foods, maybe even a small smoothie. You can put hidden greens in there. You can put, like you've seen before on my Instagram posts and so forth, we do a lot of smoothies for breakfast. But also, if you are putting greens or spinach or green food powder in there, it's a great snack food. You can also make those into popsicles. I do that often for my kids. You can buy popsicle molds and then make the smoothies and pour them right into those molds. It's a great way also to use your leftover smoothie ingredients, because most of us make a smoothie and there's always just that little bit left. I just pour those right into popsicle molds. Ants on a log are another good idea. Little cucumber sandwiches with skewers, so you can cut the sharp skewers. Kids love that. Homemade cookies. We make cookies all the time, and I don't feel guilty about giving those to my kids because they don't have any sugar in them. Also, for adults, we like to have sweet things. We want to have snacks like that. So that I can post the recipe for the cookies that I make in there as well. And if you go to this website, this is by a fellow chiropractor. It's eatsmartmeals.com, and I'm going to post a link right now. She has tons of snack recipes on there. She also has a lot of healthy recipes. Raw nuts, raisins, cranberries. And if you go on Pinterest or you Google paleo or keto snacks, you are going to find so many different recipes that are out there. When I make smoothies, I also put protein powder in them. So if you're having a snack of a smoothie with protein in it, one of the things that it will do is it'll help curb your hunger for a longer period of time. That's why we use protein in the smoothies, is to help keep get protein into our system, but also to keep our hunger cravings down. So if you are looking for healthy protein, I'm going to post a link right here. But also you can use raw eggs. If you're buying healthy raw eggs, that's something you can do as well. And also we put green food in our smoothies. So I'll tag a link for that as well. If any of you have questions about that, go ahead and post them below and I'll reply to your comments here. Or if you have protein or greens that you're using and you're like, I don't know if these are the right ones, is this healthy? Are there additives in here that I don't know about? That's fine. Post a link in the comments, send me a Facebook message, send me an email, and I can help walk you through that kind of stuff. So moving on from nutrition, let's head over to talking about exercise. So exercise can really help reduce the risk of illness by many reasons. Number one, it's great for our body. I think we all can agree doing on a daily basis, but also it can reduce the risk of illness because it flushes bacteria out of your system and it helps raise body temperature. The higher your temperature gets, just like when you get a fever, that's how we ward off bacteria and viruses and also kill them in our system. But also it will really help by reducing stress. One of the things about exercise is it releases endorphins into your system, and those are really like natural happy drugs that we all have inside of us. Some research has even shown that exercise, even just simple walking, can increase your white blood cell counts. So if you are going to try to start exercising, even moderate intensity things are a great way to get started, such as jogging, swimming if you have a pool or if your pool is still open, biking, or just going. I used to, when I'm not a huge runner, and one of the things that I used to do is if you're running on a sidewalk or walking on a sidewalk, I would walk and, look at the lines on the sidewalk. And then I would say, okay, next line, I'm going to jog for two segments of the sidewalk. Or then I'd keep walking and then I say, I'm going to do that again for 2 segments. And then you can just work your body up. It also helps get your heart rate up and down, which is similar to that principle of surge training that you've probably heard me talk about if you've been to any of my workshops in the past. But the hardest thing about exercise is actually getting started. So actually taking the time to go out there and do exercise and planning a time in your day for it. I know for me that if I don't get up and exercise in the morning before my kids are awake, or in the morning right when they get up and things like that, I'm never going to do it. When I get home at night, I'm too tired and I'm spending time with my family. So that's not when I'm going to be able to exercise. So for me, getting up and doing it first thing is ideal. Walking right now is a great thing to be doing, especially getting some fresh air if we've all been cooped up. But also when you're walking outside, you're going to start getting your vitamin D. If you did my challenge last week, one of the days was going out and getting 20 minutes of sunshine, because we need 20 minutes of sunshine every day to start getting vitamin D into our system. Now, again, that needs to be midday sun exposure. Aren't getting enough sun, making sure that you are taking a vitamin D supplement to help your immune system stay strong. Great exercise. I mean, we run around in our backyard all the time. I'm sure most of you have seen the little lawn mowers. Our lawnmower is quite worn out because we just spend all day running around in our yard. My son loves it. We chase him around with that little lawnmower. But also making sure that you are just finding something that is enjoyable to you. Exercise shouldn't be, well, it should be a little bit painful. You might get sore if you haven't done it in a while, but it should be something that you really enjoy. Right now, there are so many free resources out there for exercise. If you go, I'm going to post a link right now. This is an article that was posted by Shape Magazine. It's free online workouts that are going on right now. And there's about 20 different places that you can go online and do these free workouts. I know Peloton is offering it. YouTube has tons of videos. Planet Fitness has it. My gym is hosting online sessions. So we can go online and do a Zoom meeting. So we're still working out with our trainers, or we can watch it later if it's not a time that's good for us. If you go on Max T3, which is Maximize Living's YouTube channel, you can see there's tons of Max Living workouts out there that are available to you right now. So those are just some different ideas. Also, if you haven't been getting up and even just doing any movement, one of the best things that you can do for yourself is setting a timer at your desk so you're not sucked into your work. This is just not for now. This is for all the time. If you didn't see my video last week, and I'll post it in the comment section, how to set up your desk ergonomically, then that's something that you can check out. But also at the end of that video, I talk about how to do some wobble seat exercises at your desk to make sure that you're basically keeping your body and your spine moving. It's not good for our bodies to sit there on a regular basis and just be stagnant. So setting a timer, getting up and walking around every hour, half hour is really a great thing to be doing. So sunshine is essential to our health. Basically, the way that your body works, and I was touching on this a few minutes ago, is when your skin comes in contact with the sunlight, it produces vitamin D for the body. Vitamin D is also not in a ton of foods. Sometimes it's added in after the fact, which is not the to get it from the sun. And vitamin D is found to reduce your risk of getting sick. It's also been proven to reduce your risk of certain cancers. And they are not fully sure how vitamin D functions in the body all the time, but they do know that it's critical for immune support. So vitamin D is one of the things that I'm always talking about, making sure that you're taking a vitamin D supplement. Or, you know, we live in South Florida, so making sure you're getting out that sunscreen-free sun exposure for part of the day. So that's 20 minutes. If you're very fair skinned like I am, again, I like to make sure that I'm getting my vitamin D exposure. But then on top of that, I'm not putting sunscreen on my body. I'm trying to wear protective clothing because sunscreen has a lot of chemicals in it. But making sure that I'm still getting that sun exposure, before I put on that protective clothing. So like those fishing shirts, big hats, those are the things that I'm talking about here. So moving on to our next area that we're going to do to stay healthy during the quarantine is minimizing toxins. But, you know, it seems like a given that most people know that they should be minimizing toxic exposure. One of the first ways that we're going to do that is by making sure that you're doing proper hand washing. And I'm going to post a link here if you're not familiar with what you actually should be doing for proper hand washing. But that is a way that you are going to cut down on spreading illness to yourself and to others. We shouldn't really, be waiting for pandemics or, a lot of sickness to be coming into our households or, the areas and where we live in to be practicing proper hand washing. You can reduce just by using proper hand washing. Rubbing for at least 20 seconds before you're rinsing. So the old adage used to always be sing happy birthday twice. There's a lot of different parodies and a lot of different things out there about different songs that people have been doing, singing this to get their 20 seconds of hand washing in. So if you're looking for a good laugh, you can go check those out online. But here's also a link to how to do proper hand washing if you're not familiar with it, or maybe you want to review it with your kids, or maybe you want to review it just to make sure that you're doing it properly, and you have some stress or anxiety about, I don't know if I'm doing this the right way. Check out this link. It's going to be great for you. All right, then we're going to talk about cleaning. So when it comes to toxicity, we have all been doing a lot of cleaning lately. If you've been to the office, I feel like our office smells like rubbing alcohol, because that's what we need to do to make sure that we are not spreading or transmitting this virus. Bleach is one of the biggest things that people have been using for cleaning because it is known to kill the virus. One of the things that I'm going to post right here in the comment section is a list to make sure that the cleaning products that you are using at home has been proven to kill the coronavirus. If you're using other cleaners, they may not be proven to kill. Disinfectants and cleaning products are on this list. It's a very easy source. You just search for the name of the product you're using and check it out. They're working great now, but over time, prolonged use of those, even after this epidemic is over, can cause toxicity to our system. They're really hard on your lungs and breathing them in. So you want to make sure you're following the guidelines, but there are some natural products out there that have been shown to be able to kill the coronavirus while protecting your immune system, your lungs, and your skin, and so forth, and things like that. So one of them is called Force of Nature. I just learned about this product recently, and I'm going to post a link here for you guys to check it out. But it's a non-toxic way to kill the coronavirus as well as bacteria and other viruses, but it's also not toxic to your system. It just got approved by the EPA to be on their list, and you can check it out on that list if you want to look it up yourself. But it's called Force of Nature, and I'm posting a link in the comments for you guys so you can check it out in your own time. So one of the things I just wanted to touch base on is all of us have been at home more often. Maybe our ergonomics at our desk have not been so great, especially if maybe we don't have a workstation at home. Maybe we've been forced to be working from our couch, or I had someone tell me the other day they're working from their kitchen table, which is a bar height table, and that's not ideal for them. And we have a laptop. So some of the warning signs that our bodies are not functioning properly during this time, or even outside this time, are listed right here. Headaches, back pain, ear infections, reflux, numbness and tingling is a big one, especially if you don't have your desk properly set up. So if you're having any of these warning signs, our office is still open to help take care of you. I am going to post that ergonomic video that I talked about in the link, so you can check and see how your desk ergonomics are at home, as well as you can make some modifications or say, hey, I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. Send me a picture of your desk setup and I'll try to help you. Have your husband or wife or one of your kids take a picture of it. But if you know, okay, I've been doing this right, I have my desk set up as best that I can, and this is still going to go on for another 2-3 weeks that I might have to be working at home, and you're like, I can't take it anymore, I need to come in and see if there's something that Dr. Sierra can do for me. We are offering a Facebook special right now, or a YouTube special, where you can come in and get evaluated, check your posture, see how things are going, or help you get out of your symptoms. You can click this link that I'm posting right here, and we'll see what you have going on and see if there's something we can do to help improve, especially your symptoms during this time, so that way you're not dealing with them on a longer term basis. Or maybe, you know what, you've had problems for a while and you're like, hey, Dr. Sierra, I can't take it anymore, and I'm ready to take care of it because I have more time on my hands. I'm not working, or I have a little more flexibility with my job, so I can come in and see you. This is a great time to go ahead and click on this link, and you'll have access to making your own appointment at your schedule, and we can sit down and talk on how I can help you with some of these health challenges that you're facing. What are some upcoming opportunities for you guys? So the next thing that we're going to be offering, or I'll be offering through email as well as through Facebook or Instagram, is I'm going to offer a 10-day challenge for webinar on how to stay healthy during the quarantine, start siphoning out some of those things in your pantry, getting back on track with your exercise goals, maybe getting some more sunshine and things like that. If you did my 14-day challenge a couple weeks ago, it will be similar to this, but it will be new. It'll be specifically on how to implement the strategies that I talked about during this webinar. So if you're interested in that, make sure you're giving a little like right now, or make sure that you're commenting below. This challenge will be run from my Facebook group, or you'll need to email me personally to sign up for that. So if you're not in my Facebook group, here's a link for you to sign up. If you are interested in signing up via email, you can send me an email, you can send me a message, you can comment below here, and I'll make sure I get in touch with you. But this is going to start on Thursday. So make sure you're signed up before Thursday so you get started with day one. One of the main reasons I'm going to be running it inside my group is because when I did the challenge last time, a lot of people had trouble finding the posts or finding what they needed to do that day. Of course, I'll have support and motivation for you guys during that 10-day challenge, but I will also be offering prizes and so forth, just like I did last time. So I hope that all of you enjoyed the webinar. If you did, definitely share this with a friend. It'll be available in the Facebook group as well as on YouTube after this. And just let me know if there's any areas that you need help with or are struggling with, and I can help you get back on track. Sorry, I was muted. I just want to assure you that number one, I am not on fire. I think you guys might have heard my smoke alarms going off. My husband is super awesome and cooking dinner for me and the kids downstairs. So I guess that's one of the joys of working at home, and also being so nice that my husband's cooking dinner. So I had a couple questions that I just wanted to answer on here that were a little lengthy. So Patty asked, the other day I posted a picture of what we do in the morning for breakfast with our smoothies. So I pulled up that post and I just want to walk you through what was in that picture. So first, when we make our smoothies, I make kind of what's called like a very berry smoothie. I will say I am not super adventuresome, so we have the same smoothie every single day. So it's basically made of almond milk, and we want to make sure that we get the unsweetened almond milk. And then also we add protein powder. So that link is already in the comments. It's protein, grass-fed whey protein powder. I do 1.5 scoops now that there's 4 of us drinking the smoothie. In the past, I used to just do 1 scoop, but we find that we just need a little more protein. If you have questions about how much protein you need for your body, that is a great thing to reach out to me personally about. I can help you figure that amount out. We also do greens. So green food, we sell it in the office. Also, I posted a link in the comments so you can get those greens right there. That's like eating powdered vegetables. So if you know you're not getting enough greens, that's one of the things that you can do there. The other things in the picture were probiotics. So probiotics for me and my kids. I either sometimes put in the smoothie, but my daughter takes a different one currently because she's under 1 than my son. And so I usually take the vitamin C BioFizz and give them what they call, they think is their juice in the morning. And I do a scoop of the vitamin C BioFizz and their probiotics. My son's probiotics are the Max Living probiotics. They're for ages 1 and up. My daughter's are Claire Labs. I did not post that in the link, but I can post a link to that to you. It's an infant probiotic strain. So that is something that you can order online, or I can order it for you. So that's what they have in their juice. The other thing that I give them is vitamin D drops, because obviously little kids, it's hard for them to take tablets. So that's what I put in their juice. Now, my husband and I take vitamin C powder. We either do the C BioFizz and we do multiple scoops of that, or I'll just do basically the buffered vitamin C powder, which I did post a link in the comments. You can see that there. You can put that in the smoothie. Since it's ascorbic acid, which is a citrus derived, it kind of tastes sweet. So it tastes a little citrusy. So since my protein powder is chocolate, it doesn't really taste that good together. So I usually put that in, just water, or we like vitamin water zero. So I'll put that with a little bit of vitamin water zero to give it a little bit of flavor. So that's what's in my smoothies. And then we have frozen berries. I do a tablespoon of almond butter or peanut butter. Make sure, of course, that doesn't have added sugar to it or added fats. And then also we put the frozen berries and then the green food. So that's it. So it's really just 5 things in that smoothie. So if you have other questions, I'm going to check one last time before I sign off. The vitamin C link is above. I will tag you in just a minute, Patty. And Jay, I'm glad you enjoyed this. So if you have more questions, you can reach out to me. You can always comment on this link and I'll get notified that you guys were watching or have questions. But again, it is Tuesday and I hope everyone's having an awesome day. The challenge will start Thursday, so pay attention to the Facebook group or reach out to me if you want to sign up via email. So hope everyone has an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.